So, I'm making my rounds at about 2 in the morning, somewhere around in there. All of a sudden I hear, maybe about a room or two behind me, knock, knock, knock. And I see all the lights come on, because the hallway's a little bit darker. See all the lights come on in the room. And I hear phlebotomist say, "Hey, I'm here to draw your labs, and you really don't have a choice in the matter. Let me see your arm." And I was thinking to myself, that was very out of line. Now, yes, I am very known for saying out of line stuff. However, I don't say things that violate people's rights. I may say things that could potentially get me in trouble, but never violate someone's rights. As a patient, you always have the right to refuse care. You just do. If I refuse my labs, I refuse my labs. You got to document that I refuse my labs. Am I going to get the diagnosis that I am after? Probably not. There will probably be some sort of issue with me refusing my labs. However, I still, as a patient, have the right to refuse my labs that I don't want drawn. If I was to get scared of an MRI machine, or for religious reasons not be able to take blood, or not be able to draw my labs because I'm just deathly afraid of needles, I have that ability. I, as the patient, have the ability to refuse the MRI or the blood or the labs or whatever it is I want to refuse. I have that ability, unless for whatever circumstance that I'm not seeing at this moment in time, it's court ordered, which I personally have never dealt with something that was court ordered to do that could not be refused. I've never seen that. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it myself. But you can't just show up like that, Yes, I will joke with my patients and I will say, I'm going to say borderline out of line things. I've said some things that cross the line, but I've never, like I said, violated someone's rights. You can't just do that. Now, will the individual eventually get an AMA if they keep refusing things against medical advice? Yes. Again, that's a potential consequence of refusing things. However, again, you have that right to refuse care. You just do. And if, you refuse your blood checks, you refuse them, you're not going to know what your blood glucose is. If you refuse certain meds, whatever the med prevents is probably going to go right back to where it was earlier. And, probably into potential danger. But again, you have that right. So the phlebotomist that walked into that room was very much so in the wrong. Number one, by the way they entered the room. Number two, by addressing, "Hey, I'm here to draw your labs, and you really don't have a choice in the matter." No. Unfortunately, due to your comment, they have a right in the matter. And your job is probably in the balance. If someone actually hears you say that, that's not going to like it very much. If a charge nurse hears you say something like that, you have a very good potential of no longer having a job there. True story. Now, what happened to the phlebotomist and their job? I don't know. I don't know if it got reported. I don't know if anybody said anything. I didn't say anything about it other than this video right now. It was not reported by me. Was not reported by, to my knowledge, the patient either. This also happened several years ago. True story. I waited for a long time before I brought this one up, actually, because I wanted everything to sort of be forgotten about. Actually, yeah, true story. But it did happen. And you cannot do that. Patients have rights. Patients have rights that need to be respected. And addressing them by saying you really don't have a right in the matter is just a completely false statement in all parts. So, it is what it is. Do you violate rights? I hope not. Please don't violate people's rights. That's just wrong in general. It is just a terrible situation. Please don't violate people's rights. Please don't take etiquette advice from me either, because I definitely say wrong things constantly to patients. I have many times. Like this video, check this one out over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe over there. Let me know. You ever walked in on somebody doing something like that? Let me know. I'd like to hear other people's stories about it. Thank you much. Hope it helps.